The benefits of fasting we talked about today. I'm going to just highlight two of the benefits, which I think are the most important ones for you to know for today. You want to maximize the detox, because this is the whole point of going through this whole thing. Every year for a whole month, you're detoxing. So we want to make sure you get as much of the benefits. Second thing is that you want to minimize the weight gain. Nobody wants to gain weight during Ramadan. Okay? So, maximizing the detox. How do you make the most of the detox process? First and most importantly is alkaline versus acidic. Who's ever heard of the concept of alkaline and acidic?
What's alkaline?
Alkaline means hamdi. Sorry, alkaline is qalawi, hamdi is acid. So it's a state of your blood. Your blood is alkaline, sorry?
Green leaves or something like that.
Yes, yes. The state of your blood can be either alkaline or acidic. Okay? The healthier you are, the more alkaline you should be. If you're in an acidic state, you can't heal properly, you can't lose weight properly, your cells don't function properly. What causes acidity in the blood? Who knows? Greasy food. Who said that? I don't know. Okay, yes, greasy food. What else? What causes the blood to become acidic? Sugar.
Drinking something.
Orange juice is acidic in taste, but it doesn't have an acidic effect on the blood.
Spicy food.
Spicy food could.
Milk.
Milk and all animal products. All animal products have an acidic effect on the body. Okay? It doesn't mean you can't have them. It means the more of them you have, the more you'll be acidic. What else? Sugar, animal foods, very heavy, greasy food, like she said. But also anger, stress, resentment. These are all acid-forming emotions. So you can be acidic purely based on your emotions. And so do toxins. If you're very toxic, if you're a smoker, for example, chances are your blood will be more acidic.
Can I jump in for a second? What's interesting is in Ramadan, you're not supposed to have negative emotions, you're not supposed to hate, you're not supposed to attack anybody, you're supposed to have clean, good thoughts, which also contribute to your physical detox.
Yeah. However, it's also because if your body doesn't have the raw materials to do the fasting properly, then the brain will be imbalanced. There will be chemical imbalances which will make you more angry and will make you scream at the guy who overtook you on the street. You know, so it's a vicious cycle. If you're doing it right, you're supposed to feel peaceful if the brain chemicals are balanced. So you want to be more alkaline. What helps you become more alkaline? You said vegetables, green leaves. The greener the better, yeah? Salt would not, no, but salt is kind of in between. Seeds, fruits, vegetables, all the healthy food, basically. So you want to go in that direction. The greener, the better. The greener it is, the more alkaline it is. And this is why I have the green juices further down in the list, and I have the picture of that. Because if you break your fast with a green juice, then you've automatically, immediately, alkalized your body from all the toxins and the acidity of the day.
What do you mean by green juice?
What can we put in a green juice? I'll tell you what I put in my green juice. It has an apple, a cucumber, and everything green that we can find in the fridge. Parsley, coriander, rocket, berbere, jarjir, whatever you can find. Pack it all in the blender and mix it up.
Sugar?
No sugar. The sugar. Good question though. I mean, it came up in her mind. Now, the reason I put an apple is for the taste. It has a sweetness. And the way I see it is, if you do 20% taste, which is the apple or the pineapple or whatever you want to put, and 80% green, then you've achieved that. A lot of people, when they first start doing the green juice, I tell them do it the other way around. Do 80% sweet, and then 20% green, and then build your way up. Because it tastes, I mean, it's acquired taste, of course. I like the taste by now, but people need time. But it will immediately alkalize your body. All the effects, medication also is very acidic if you take medicine, for example, So almost everything we're doing today, sitting on a desk, being stressed, eating burgers and fries and all these things are causing acidity. We want to go in the other direction. Yeah?
So can you have a green juice instead of salad?
Yes, that's a very good question. I got a question today by email actually. Somebody said, why don't you, what's the difference between having the green juice and just having a salad? Why don't we just have the salad? And the amount of greens that I put in the blender for the juice is a lot more than I would have in a salad. It's a lot more than you can chew. You know, because you have only a few hours, so you break your fast at 6:30, and you only have a few hours to eat. You're not going to be spending that whole time chewing on salad leaves. It'll be very difficult to do that. So you can get, sorry? I would sweeten it with fruits. Don't do artificial sweeteners.
Not for me, for my kids.
Yeah, you can do that for the kids. Yeah, I give it to my kids. I would rather you do the fruits. I would rather you do the fruits. She was just asking about honey. I would rather the fruits. Because eventually you want to still get the fruits and the vegetables so that you are at least getting the fruits. So this is one of your things to do for homework today, yeah.
A small question. Usually if you look at the word, pH is usually either near 7 to neutral.
Yeah.
Does that have any impact on our acidic or?
Yes, very good question. Again, when you drink your water, look at the pH levels. Everything is written on the bottle. Look at the pH level. I would go with 7 or higher. The one I drink is 8.2. I would go with 7 or higher. 7 is a neutral pH acidity level. 7 is okay and higher.
So
and most waters here are 6.
That would be removing
It would add to your alkalinity, yes. So if your water is giving you hydration and alkalinity, then it's helping you rather than pulling you down.
Would that help us lose weight faster if we alkaline?
Yes, you know, they've done a very interesting experiment with alkaline water and regular water, and they've discovered, you know how water and oil don't mix, and fat is oil in essence. And what happens with alkaline water is that fat mixes with it better, so that it can actually go into the fat cells and remove the oil rather than be completely separated from it. So yes, most health retreats, if you're doing a weight loss program, they give you alkaline water based on that principle. It mixes much better with fats in the body, so it can pull them out easier.
So can we add in our tea honey instead of sugar?
If it's a choice, yes. I would rather neither. I would rather herbal tea. Yeah, you always have choices. There's always choices that are better than others. So if it's a choice between sugar and honey, then yes, the honey. If it's a choice between herbal tea and regular tea, then the herbal tea. Okay? So the hydration we talked about, the alkalinity we talked about, nutrients you need. If you don't have a good quality multivitamin, go get one now. It's very difficult with today's quality of food and today's stress levels to get all the nutrients that you need on a daily basis. I would highly recommend a multivitamin. Okay? Tablets.
What about omega-3 if like the person is not getting it insufficient and I'm not getting it food?
Yes.
So
Yes.
having multivitamins and minerals, can I have omega-3?
Supplements. You could.
as well?
Yes, you could. Omega-3 you can also get from flax seeds, for example, or walnuts, raw walnuts. Always try and get it from the natural source first, and then if you feel that you're falling short, then don't. What are some of the signs that you can pick up in your own body that there's something wrong? What can you look at in your own body that there's something wrong? Let's look at the face first. If I walk into a room, I can tell you who has a liver problem, for example. How do I do that? Eyes? Sorry?
Eyes?
Eyes where? What? The bags under the eyes. The deeper they are, these are liver lines. Okay? Another thing with the eye bags is a food sensitivity. If you are reacting to one of the foods, usually it's wheat products or dairy products, they also cause darkness under the eyes. So dark circles under the eyes are usually wheat and dairy. Okay? Dry skin, face or anywhere else, is a hydration problem, it's a water problem, but it's also an omega problem, omega fats. Because you can slap on all the creams in the world, the dry skin problem is actually inside. If somebody has spots on their face, on their forehead, that's a digestive problem. They're most likely constipated. So there's a lot of clues that your body can give you. Here it's the kidneys. Depends if you get spots, for example, around the nose and mouth. That's usually the reproductive system, the ovaries, the uterus. And you can read your own body signs, the nails, if you have white spots on the nails. These are zinc, they're not calcium. Everybody used to tell me they're calcium when we were growing up. They're zinc spots. And if you are deficient in zinc, you will have a harder time losing weight. You will have a bigger chance of having depression and mood swings as well. And more difficulty fertility-wise, having babies, both men and women.
So what's the food do you
What's rich in zinc?
Bananas.
Bananas have potassium, maybe a bit of zinc, but it's not the most biggest. Pumpkin seeds are very high in zinc. You know pumpkin seeds? حب الفساد. Very high in zinc. Brazil nuts are high in zinc. Shellfish, seafood is also high in zinc. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're reading your own body signs. Don't wait for me to tell you what's happening. If you feel dehydrated and you're getting headaches and you're having dry skin and skin rashes and stuff, then you read your own signs. And you find ways, but your body will give you signals. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, so-and-so got cancer out of the blue, or so-and-so got whatever liver disease out of the blue. You don't get it out of the blue. Chances are you had signs. First, maybe you had recurrent headaches, then maybe you had an infertility problem, and it's a vicious cycle and it builds up, and then you get cancer. You're not going to get cancer overnight. But what do we do when we first hear the sign of your body gives you the signal of I'm not happy, I'm giving you a headache? We take a Panadol and we shut it up. And the next time it does that, and the next time it does that, and then it develops into something more serious. Okay? So digestion and elimination is very, very important in Ramadan and in any detox. Because if you're removing the toxins and you're not getting rid of them on a daily basis, then they're recirculating inside your system. And we're talking about heavy-duty toxins, people who used to smoke, people who dye their hair. What are some of the toxins that you can think of? Aerosol sprays, yeah. Let me show you a list. What else do you think? If you wake up in the morning, nail polish, possible. Look at this list. Mercury fillings, for example, are one of the highest toxic elements in nature, and they're in our teeth. Who has mercury fillings? The silver fillings.
The what?
Mercury fillings. حشو زئبق. White ones are better. The silver, the dark silver ones.
I don't think they do.
They do,
Yeah, they do.
unfortunately. I wish they don't, but they do.
Sun.
They still do it. They still do it to get. Yeah, you can replace them with white ones. But there's a lot of toxins on a daily basis that we need to remove. And if we're not removing them properly, then they're recirculating back into our system. So if you're constipated, and most people are, let's face it, most people are, and the sad thing is, most people think it's something that they have to live with. And a lot of people think that it's something that they've inherited from their parents and that it's been in the family and that I got used to it. You're supposed to be regular and it has to be daily. You have to have a bowel movement daily. It's a horrible subject to talk about, but I've gone beyond that because the digestive system is so important. If you're not getting rid of the toxins on a daily basis, stuff that you're inhaling, stuff that you're eating, if it's not coming out of your body on a daily basis, then it's recirculating and it's causing bigger problems. So tomorrow, you have to eliminate tomorrow's toxins and yesterday's. Let me show you this. Just look at this video for a second.
By air, well-rounded, without any residual stool or
This
mucus
is the inside of the
abnormality.
digestive
She has
system.
been on
This
Dr.
is a healthy
Shinya's diet
person.
for over 5
So
years.
it's clear, the intestinal tract
This
on the
is a
inside.
47-year-old Caucasian female who has been obese almost her entire life.
This is an obese person.
Her diet consists of high animal proteins with very low carbohydrates
High animal proteins
and minimal
and very low
vegetables and
carbs.
fruits for the past 3
Very low
years.
vegetables.
Recently, she developed left-low abdominal cramps
Do you
and
see the
frequent
grease
bowel
on the
movements.
sides of the
She was
digestive tract?
diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome. 45-year-old female with breast cancer, 6
Breast
months
cancer,
prior to this
chronic
exam,
constipation.
she had a lumpectomy and radiation treatment. There are marked fecal retention in this picture.
And there's a much longer video as well of that on YouTube, but just a second. If your digestive system is not working properly, then chances are it looks like that on the inside. And if it looks like that and there's stuff compacted on the sides of the digestive system, then you could be eating the healthiest organic meals in the world, and you would not be absorbing any of it. It would make no difference whatsoever. So there's a saying that says it's not really what you eat, it's what you absorb. That counteracts the argument of you are what you eat. You are what you eat, but you are what you absorb.
What about if it's opposite side? If you are going to toilet twice a day?
Some people have diarrhea and still have compacted stuff on the sides. There was a lady who did a colonic, for example. You know how they clean the colon with the machine, and the nurse who was doing the colonic for her found a coin because it flushes out in the pipes. And she said there was a coin. And she said, how did you get a coin? So they were brainstorming and thinking, how did she get a coin in her colon? And she was a 50-something-year-old woman, and she said, I swallowed a coin when I was 5. And the coin, of course, will get stuck. You don't just eliminate it if your colon looks like that. So there's a lot of stuff that's sticking to the sides of our colon that we are probably not aware of. If you are constipated, chances are it's been stuck there for a while. And sometimes even if you go to the toilet, you're releasing whatever you ate today, not whatever's been stuck for years. You had a question. I would, yes, I would say yes to that. She's asking about the colonic hydrotherapy, I assume, the colon cleanse. Yes, however, you can't keep cleansing your colon with the nurse and your diet is horrible on the other side, you know? You should clean your colon, and you should also clean the diet at the same time. So I would recommend it if you have a history, for example, of constipation, if you have a history of medication and stuff. What do you think? Do you think a healthy person needs to detox? No. Why do they need to detox? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think I need to detox?
Everybody.
Who thinks I need to detox? Who thinks I don't? Okay, who doesn't care? Because there's a lot of people who didn't do it. Well, the truth is everybody needs to detox. And the truth is everybody has had a history of something. The sad thing is most people's toxins are inherited through the uterus when they were inside their mother's uterus, when they were a fetus. So if your mother has mercury, chances are the fetus absorbs it, and you bring it into your life, and you start with an accumulation, or the mother had whatever. So even the cleanest of babies has also inherited some toxins. I've had my fair share of medication and antibiotics and all kinds of horrible food, so I probably need to detox a lot. I mean, this is the reason why I became a nutritionist in the first place, is because I was ill and I was led in the direction of nutrition. So I need to work on myself a lot because of that history, yes.
So the solution to a colon like that is fiber?
Very good question. Water, first of all. Water, good quality water. Okay? Fiber, what kind of fiber? Most people have wheat fiber. Most people think bran flakes when they think fiber. Wheat fiber is like wood shavings. And if you have a digestive tract that's very sensitive, wood shavings would just irritate it more. So you need soft fiber. Where would soft fiber come from? Vegetables, salads, green juices, things like oats instead of wheat, for example. So we keep going back to the same things. You know, we keep going back to the same things, but you need to be as clean as possible. So we talked about the toxins. These are some things that you can do additionally to help the toxins out of your system. Vitamin supplements we talked about. Vitamin D is very deficient in many people from the sun. And although we have this glaring sun on a daily basis, not many people sit in it, unfortunately. Something called Epsom salts, which you can put in the bath, which also absorb the toxins from the body. They're good for kids who are toxic as well because they don't take them in. Steam sauna, things like enemas or colon therapies. These would do the same effect. Yoga, lymphatic massage, things that would actually get things moving inside the system. Because the toxins are everywhere and they're stored in fat mostly. And if you think that you are toxic, then the first thing you also need to do is lose weight, because your toxins are also sitting in your fat stores. Why do you think toxins sit in fat stores? Why do you think our body takes the toxins and puts them in fat stores? Okay, but why? Everything else is stagnant as well. Because it's the safest thing to put them in fat stores. If you have toxins roaming around your heart and your kidneys and your digestive tract, that means it's very dangerous for these organs. So these are very important organs. Your body prioritizes that. And when you have a lot of toxins, it just drops them into fat and as far away as possible from the important organs. So what happens if your fat cells, your fat stores filled up? You have so many toxins and they're all in the fat stores and you're full. What happens? Where can you put the rest of the toxins?
The liver.
It will never put it in the blood unless you're on the on the verge of toxicity.
I think the liver.
Liver stores some toxins as well.
Stress.
But what happens is that when you have more toxins than you have fat stores, your body will create more fat stores. So it's like I have cabinets and I filled them up and I still have more filing. I'll just create more cabinets. And this is why people gain weight when they're toxic, is because your body will need to have more fat. And when you're no longer toxic, it no longer has the need to keep the fat. And you people who detox naturally shed the fat because it's no longer needed.